All right, folks. Last Transformers movie for the time being for review. Ahead of ahead of Wednesday, the 9th of April, of course. Man, oh man, it's sometimes you gotta wonder what has become of why it is that people even bother putting out movies without having people being ready over their stupid fixation with AI and shit. God, I used to be into this movie, Rise of the Beast, when it came out, but about 1 year and 10 months later, God, it really is generic. You gotta wonder, why do we gotta keep treating these assholes running the studios like gods and not have them put in and not have their egos put in check? Because really, this is really killing the industry, folks. Too much reliance on AI is killing is killing many change. Right now, Minecraft is sure to put a stop to the bleeding. But same with all really, bringing all these assholes from Washington into the movie industry through the mindset of elected officials is just, God, I hate it. No one wants to put up with oligarchy in this shit hole we're living in now. Pardon my language. And by that I meant in this mess we're in now, of course. Well, I mean, look what happened. What really could have been another astounding continuation ended up being a generic disappointment. Sure, it made double its budget back, but it's not wasn't enough to help the studios out. Movie theaters are hurting too, and this is part of the reason Hasbro had to s- s- put it so- put a wedge between the production of the live action GI Joe Transformers crossover because the management is fucked up at Paramount, just like every other studios. Even though it's the only studio that has some common sense left and not political oligarchy and disgusting ego running it that's taking too much control like a virus that's been rapidly spreading, feeding off hatred, not only of our hatred, but our fucking laziness to even call these animals out. That we have to end up now because of how the script was rewritten, all because of their fixation with all because the executives and their shareholders are too fucking obsessed with children at the moment. God, we really need to do something about these in this. Here it is, Rise of the Beast, the seventh live-action Transformers movie, which also the second installment of the live-action Transformers reboot that has kicked off since Bumblebee. But sadly, I'm sure we all know because of not only because of all the editing, but also because of the management and all the generic and the hiring practices, the lame marketing. It's like they were right. But aside from that, I mean, all this regime change that's been going on since the shift in the mid and late 2010s has left, and as well as their people's over reliance on AI has caused a, has caused a lot of slack at the studios. Wow. Yeah, I was hyped for it back then. But just like Anderson, the DA said when it said to my favorite toolies, "Ah, hello there. Yeah, that's true. It was okay, and it did have and it definitely had potential to continue with two more standalones. One which focused on Cyclonus, and the third and final one on both Unicron and Galvatron, and two who would have served as as his right wing as his two right wing Decepticon thugs. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it all starts off with Unicron approaching the planet of the Maximals. The four Maximals escaped with what Unicron was coming for, and Scourge killed the original leader of the Maximals in in a fight that did not last any longer than 5 seconds. Well, it didn't last longer than 5 to 10 seconds, to be fair. Ah, boy. Some of it failed right, some of the pacing and along with the ah, some much of the story along with the pacing and the editing felt rushed by. But in the meantime, make sure you share this video with others online. Oh yeah, definitely. Yep, definitely the execution was definitely piss poor if you ask me, because because of their not just their hiring practices, but also their marketing, and they were putting too much focus on AI, doing too much of the word autocorrect and shit. I mean, even if Gunn is able to pull it off with that fucking waste of time reboot, that's nothing but a remake of Superman 4. Why? I don't. I just don't get it. How is it that we continue letting common sense to die and letting ego arise? And also, yeah, Unicron. I mean, they miscast him too. The voice actor did not fit. I mean, if they had cast James Earl Jones before his death, or someone with a deep, bold enough voice, they could have nailed it. I mean, Unicron. I mean, 16 years since the first film. We waited to see Unicron in live action. Even though this wasn't the Bayverse, this one, however, did show potential to continue, but sadly, they wasted too much potential. We never even got to see Unicron in his full robot form, but they are aiming to try to pull off a trilogy. Sadly, however, they really messed it up. I mean, look at Scourge. He kind of looks. I mean, that mask of his kind of looks like that of a Decepticon. It's like he's wearing the Fallen's mask or something. I mean, why? How low IQ are these people? Yet we always gotta keep up with the goddamn motherfucking gatekeeping. And oh, what do we got here? Now that could have been Unicron if we've seen him in his robot form, but then again, it's probably just yes, villains were awesome. Yeah, they wasted him too fast. I know, and there were more of them that got cut out of the theatrical version too. Yeah, there were actually more of them that got cut out. One or two of them that were part of the Terracon gang of scourges, and the other was a the other was Transit. I mean, this is a Decepticon. I mean, this is a Decepticon that would have worked in the in this movie if they had not cut him out. I mean, why did they have to do that? Yeah, yeah, they wasted him too quick. Anyway, that's much like the previous movies. This one definitely had another human protagonist called Noah. Yep, Puerto Rican, Afro Rican to be exact. Noah was the main character of this movie, the third human protagonist of the fourth human protagonist of the live action Transformers movies. I haven't gotten to Bumblebee yet because I didn't have the DVD with me here at my apartment spy. Wow, gee, so much generic stuff going on. I mean, just what the hell? Yeah, they all. There was also the complaints about this movie being too dark. I mean, really, why keep us waiting longer over the need of consolidating more influence. And what is wrong with these elites? They are always fucking evil, thinking they can get away with everything just by having too much control over everything. It just sucks. Yeah, this movie should have been doing it way better. Huh. Noah and the Chorus series. The other person was a girl, and in this movie, the main Autobot was the car that he tried to that he was looking to steal to pay off some debt to a local friend called that he called that was political, speaking the word capitalism and manifestation. Huh. Paul Mirage. He was voiced by some comedian that I whose name I forgot. Yeah. Now I love how they're trying to take a new direction with Optimus here, but I feel yeah, some of the dialogue, much of the dialogue, and it was so generic. Yeah. But I mean, even with G1, it wasn't oh, Charlie Nuclear. Hey, what's up, pal? Yeah, yeah, that is true. The beginning and the end of the movie were truly awesome, and they do have potential to continue this rebooted universe. It's just that the management has been fucked up since the change up. I mean, reason why is because people were left confused by the scene of Optimus Prime showing up on Earth in 1987 at the end of Bumblebee. I mean, and while more Autobots came to Earth, it kind of left folks confused and all. Wow. I mean, there we were also going to get at least one Decepticon in this movie, and they had to go and cut Transit out. Yeah, I mean, and what was with the dialogue at the end with Unicron saying, "Don't, Prime. I can give you whatever you want." What the fuck was that? Pardon my language, guys, but yeah, that had to have been absolute AI BS that was generated. I mean, for Coleman Domingo's voice. I mean, why cast Coleman Domingo for Unicron when he doesn't have the thickness in his lungs and he doesn't have that thick tone? Wow. And they say it's because of the person was an AI Obi-Wan writer or something. That and the movie lacks star power. Even if they had that woman actress from that voiced Miles Morales' mom Rio from Spider-Verse being cast as the mother of Noah. Heck, there wasn't much star power. There weren't any actors or enough to with enough star power to keep people engaged. Not even Peter Collins' voice and sharpness could have saved it. And he's doesn't have that much longer to live either. I mean, yeah, it's better they move on to someone else to to make sure some folks have jobs in the industry. Also, but we do have one thing. They brought in RC. Yeah, they also the RC this time is now more officially part of the Autobot route lineup Brewster, and it's because of they were inspired by this with her being a motorbike like the Revenge of the Fallen movie instead of a car. Well, and in Transformer Prime. Well, it was okay for some folks, but many were split, especially Tyrone Magnus. I mean, yeah, he complained that RC was not a car like the original T1 cartoons, but I'm sure they were. I have no doubt in my mind that Lisa Toshki was actually doing CGI high performance for this character, not just with not just the voice, but they had to use CGI and motion capture for RC. Ah, yeah, MVP. Yep, yep. Tyrone the Black Man. I mean, Tyrone Magnus. Sorry. Yeah, I found that because Sorry about my language there. Yeah. Wow. Oh boy. God. Yeah. Excuse me. Mhm. Wow. Means wow. Huh. Oh. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know. I don't know if how I can edit it out because I'm not that fully familiar with StreamYard and stuff. But hey, if you've checked out new Blackstreet, they allowed all that mother effing slang onto their channels. Yeah, but we'll see. But I'm gonna give it time too. Anyway, also Mirage. Yes, let's check out. Yeah. Yep, Mirage. I heard at first that there was a change in the script that he was kind of hostile to. Yeah, that too. Uh, Our words. Nope, I didn't use the N word. No, I did not use the N word. That would have been a problem. But look at Mirage. Sure, his model seems looks okay, but yeah, there was a change in the script where in the original story that he was hostile to Noah, but here they made him friendly, kid friendly and stuff. But hey, he was less irritating than Ezra Miller for God's sake. And I don't get why they can't just put that Miller behind bars for no fucking reason if they really suggest that the Snyderverse was over, but all just to promote their movie. Well, then where is well, yeah. Anyway, as for Mirage, yeah, at least he was not so goddamn irritating than Ezra Miller, at least. Thank God. Which is why this movie has done a lot better than the goddamn generic Flash movie. I mean, Gunn just destroyed it. He's destroyed way too many. And, and from how he's treating Superman by emasculating him, just get the hell out. Why do you gotta fucking reboot and restart? Why are you afraid, these assholes, too afraid to take risks? What is the real reason behind their mental deranged ego? And sorry for, oh my God, I'm so sorry for my compulsive rants there. Oh, I'm just angry. I just hate the rich having too much control and too much ego and too much intellect at the same time. I mean, why do we gotta treat people with so much hubris as gods? Well, yep. Anyway, also returning is the unforgettable Autobot called Bumblebee. Yep, the unforgettable Bumblebee. Yep, Bumblebee, the unforgettable Bumblebee. Yeah, Bumblebee. Everyone loves Bumblebee. That's why he came back. Eh, yeah, they had him killed off by Scourge in this movie, and then they brought him back with the power of Energon transmitted from the space bridge. Anyway, also Bumblebee, RC, and Optimus rally with Mirage at a museum, at a warehouse where they confront Noah, and then go to the museum to ha- find a missing half of a space bridge of a transwarp key. I mean, it kind of gets generic with the fight scene. Well, when it was just, well, I don't know how to. I may be talking way too fast, but I assure you, what we've seen, it was kind of too quick and simple. And I feel like some parts of the chase from two of Scourge's sweeps mini cons have been rushed and stuff. I mean, they rushed Scourge's fight with the mini cons. I mean, they rushed Noah and who was that? Hang on. God, oh, Elena. Yes, they rushed Noah and Elena's chase scene with with the sweeps inside the museum. Well, and they kind of edited too much of it. Sure, the fight looked okay outside, but I feel like it's over the top. Some of the dialogue was over the top generic and stuff like that. Yeah, and I don't know why they would do that. I mean, they hired a novice hack for this job. Oh my gosh. Uh, yeah. As for Steinfeld, the main character of Bumblebee, she's gonna be an evil demon in a thing called Sinners. Oh yeah, Bone Bridger's live. Yeah, well, I'd like to go, but yeah, Bumblebee is okay as well. Yep, he definitely is. Yeah. Then came Airazor, who scares Scourge and the Terracons off, rescuing the Autobots from getting wiped out by him. Yeah, they talked about Unicron and Scourge presenting Unicron with the with half the key. Unicron tortures him, and yeah, kind of strange. Yeah, I kind of felt rushed with Unicron's torture scene of Scourge. Yeah, and I even don't get why the Doolies couldn't just bump the time back to 6. Jeez. But yeah, I would have wanted them to come on for this Wednesday stream, but God, I don't know what goes on, why they keep changing schedules so much. But for Bumble, now, there's also Stratosphere. In case you haven't heard of them, they bring in, at least they had an aerial bot with them called Stratosphere, voiced by John DiMaggio. All those movies were bad. I only liked the original, Bumblebee and Transformers 1. Well, Revenge of the Fallen is my favorite still, because it brings us deeper into the lore of the Transformers in the Bayverse while most of the robots in it were indeed from G1 and the source material. What what guys do you have? What do you mean? What do you mean? Who exactly, Spy? We're looking at Stratosphere. He transforms into a green drop plane used by the military. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. He comes in to bring Prime the Autobots and along with Elena and Noah to Peru. Oh, and by the way, and by the way, guess what they did to poor Wheeljack? I mean, what have they done? Paramount, what have you done to Wheeljack? Yeah, I know the dualies are on there, but it's gonna take a while before I can bother. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the channels are good, and I'm gonna need to redefine consistent too. Yeah, Wheeljack, they really went too far with DEI. Oh boy, they went too far with DEI. I mean, look at it. I mean, have you listened to the dialogue? Even listened to the dialogue on Wheeljack? I mean, look at this. They they made him look dorky and somewhat of a Latino. I mean, a Latino Wheeljack for an Autobot. Wait, hold on. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take. All right, never mind. I mean, they couldn't even do him G1. They just had to DEI him all over. Wow. Yeah. So generic with the dialogue and shit. Wow. That's for the wow. Anyway, they made it to Peru. Oh, and by the way, while they were in Peru, they say there was a deleted scene where RC and Wheeljack were having sex or something, which is freaking crazy. I mean, what in the world? But yeah, sure they were not good with the colors and stuff, but I feel like, sure they were rich with the color palette and stuff, but I feel like it doesn't look the same without the original gritty stuff. Yeah, I know, gross. Yeah, 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 and yeah, and then they have this chase. Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. They had to chase and temporarily fought each. Yeah, they made it way too light in this movie. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Optimus and Scourge fought each other, but then their fight was interrupted by Eraser, who Scourge shoots a tracker onto in order to keep track. All right. Now, that's what George. Yeah. Then they run into. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Here we are. Then they run into Then the Autobots run into the Maximals and deep in the jungle. After after the after the underground tunnel search for the other half of the key went south. They introduced each other to one another, and Primal said he was named after Optimus himself. Later, as they presented the key to them, the Autobots and the Maximals took refuge and rest for the night, only for the next morning that they wake up to notice that Erizor was running amok. Michelle Yeoh's character Erizor, having been infected by Scourge's device, ends up running awry. Okay. I mean, anyway, the mind-controlled Erizor hands Scourge the other half of the key, and then Primal take shuts her down. I mean, just for crushing her chest. I mean, God, they really they really did not do a good job with that. Yeah, that execution was poor. Piss poor. Soon as Scourge reactivates the oh, soon as Scourge activates the space bridge on top of a volcano, he the Autobots and the Maximals confront him and the Terracons on the summit. While reinforcements came out of the space bridge itself, Noah and Elena make their way inside the vents to reach the space bridge, only for Mirage to sell them out to Scourge during a struggling battle with them. Ah, hi. Hello, Snape. Yep, this is my final review for the. This is my final Transformers movie review before the stream this Wednesday. And yeah, never consistent. I would have to. Anyway, hold on a second while I look something up. Ah, hang on. Now let's get back. In the final battle, and Primal engages the Terracon called Battle Trap, and with Optimus Prime's help, they both killed this big ugly bastard big time. Ah, hi, Double A. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Then Bumblebee is revived, and he takes a Bumblebee arrives and he engages the Terracon called Nightbird. Yep, thanks for stopping by, Double A. Bumblebee, with the help of Scourge, open firing them by mistake. He ends up taking out Nightbird, who was voiced by a trans actress. Then Optimus takes on and finishes Scourge off. Yeah, Optimus kills Scourge by bashing his head and body against a wall of lava, rips off his arms, and decapitated him right after Mirage kicked his mask off. And I don't get why they had to make his mask look like that of the Fallens. Oh, take care, Spy. I'll catch you in later on Discord or on the Dooley stream. I'm just taking my break and not getting too worked up after last fall. Okay. Yeah. High res, but oh yes. After Scourge's death, Optimus had to destroy the transwarp key to force Unicron back into where he came from to avoid being imploded by the by the hole being closed, while sucking much of what was on the space bridge along with his army with him, while Primal helps him escape. Yeah, the finally the Autobots and the Maximals triumph and are willing to be prepared for the next incursion from Unicron and his forces. Oh, nice. Yeah. Ah, hi, Integrity. Thanks for coming by. Yeah. Some, yeah. Yeah. Scourge could have easily killed Ape Blake with his fire cannon. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but they let Ape Blink have enough breath in him to taunt him. Yep, that is true. As soon as they got back, Noah meets up with a G.I. Joe operative played by Man of Steel actor Mike Keeley, who was also in the Penguin show. And I mean, let me look. Rise of the Beast. Yep, this is what we got at the end. Yeah, no, this is what was leaked and teased at the end of the Transformers: Rise of the Beast movie. A GI Joe calling card, and th- from what I see here, they could be going for whoever this guy is. Oh, wow. Oh, and here. Yeah, they're looking to go for the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. But the sad news is all the all the fucking musical chairs and change of leadership at Paramount caused by those assholes running Skydance, much like the assholes running Warner Brothers, they're meddling with the process to this movie, along with their fuckery with the marketing to the first trailer of the Transformers One movie. It's put the franchise and the IP into life support, and who knows who's going to help get it who's going to help jumpstart it and get it back to where they left off. I mean, Transformers Bayverse movies were Paramount's best the Bayverse was Paramount's best franchise. While Michael Bay was taking charge of the film, and now look where it's gotten with the little help of lazy, lame, low quality writing and too much fixation, too much studio executive, too much of an obsession these studio executives have with children over their need to propagate and indoctrinate, as well as not keeping their eye on the ball when it comes to their marketing. God, they really messed it up, man. Paramount may still, yeah. Oh, yeah. Way too many cooks in the kitchen, indeed. Too many corporate focus groups and shit. Really, really made a frickin' mess for Hasbro that they had to withdraw from doing any more movies. Yeah, and that concerns me. And more of the regime change. I mean, all this stupidity, all this goddamn politicking has just got to stop. Why? Why is it always got to be this way? With all this fucking hubris and problem causing shit. God, it really disgusts me. What? Oh, hang on. Yeah, what these animals did to the IP. Make sure you share this video too, guys. We need more people to come and check it out. God. And poor Peter Cullen doesn't have much longer to live. He's been the crown jewel voice actor for Autobots and Transformers history. And now that is on his final breath, who knows if Chris Hemsworth will be worthy enough to to last longer as the character. I mean, God, politics just ruins things, along with corporate ego and too much meddling. I mean, we shouldn't be letting we studio executives have too much control. It just sucks. Yeah. Yeah, and they should never have cut out the Decepticons. I mean, let's take a moment and look. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we should definitely take a look at Tyrone Magnus's. Yeah, the number one funny, happy, laughing African American on YouTube. Let's see what he has to say. Yep, see these videos? Him being sad, not liking the movie, and him being laughing at the honest trailer stuff. Now, let's go.
I don't know where to start. I'm going to talk. Hey, at least it wasn't woke. Oh, man. So the rumors, all that you heard, weren't true. So we're good to go there. I don't know where to start. I'm going to talk. You guys love to hear me talk and to speak my mind. That's what I'm going to do without fear till all are one. So, there is a mid-credit scene. There is nothing at the end. There's a mid-credit scene that sets up a crossover with another franchise, just so you know. Now, let me see what stuck out in my mind. The comedy. The comedy is that Michael Bay-ish comedy, and it was driving me nuts. I was just sitting there the whole time like this. And I actually, I'm a Michael Bay fan. However, even his fans sometimes have an issue with his brand of comedy.
Every bit helps.
And it was very similar to what it had a similar feel to other movies in certain ways. And I chuckled twice. And I mean chuckled. Like that. Chuckled twice in the whole movie. And there's a lot of comedy. Now, one thing I will tell you about myself, I am a hardcore G1 fan. There were people laughing in the theater. Okay? So look, I don't know if there's a generational gap in entertainment here, or I was just different. But a lot of you guys trust me.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. It's kind of a mixed gap. The gap between the actual movie, between the serious goals and the all-time Transformers fans, it's kind of a mixed bag. But let's let him continue, shall we?
I'm going to tell you the truth about how I feel, okay? So we pretty much know what the story is. I mean, look, the Autobots and the Maximals get together. They got to take care of Scorch, Unicron, the rest of the minions, you know what I mean? And basically they're fighting over another key of sorts for something. You know what I'm saying? I would like to say that, like a lot of other fans, Bumblebee's opening scene is one of the greatest, if not the greatest live action, even though we know it's all CGI, you know what I mean, stick with me here, live action scene of all the Transformers movies, period, point blank. Nothing beats that. They did it G1. Everyone looked like they did from the cartoon. It was perfect. Well, for the most part. Yep. What is with the... I don't know why they change these characters like this. And they end up giving us these stupid versions of them that don't make no sense. Wheeljack.
Listen to them.
Scorch didn't even look like Scorch. He kind of, just slightly, maybe looks like Scorch.
Scorch looked like Lockdown without the mask.
There were certain other characters in there that didn't look like. Of course, Mirage doesn't look like Mirage, and and don't give me that whole Indy cars aren't street legal thing. It's a movie. They have military vehicles that aren't street legal driving down the streets. I don't want to hear that, okay? Mirage was very, he was somewhat likable, but he was loud and, you know what word I'm looking for? He's just like, he was too much. He was too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prime was Prime, okay? Prime was the best thing about the whole movie. His best thing. Every time he spoke, every time he fought, every time he did something, Prime was the best thing about the whole movie. As a matter of fact, all of the fights, all of the scenes with the robots are the best thing about the movie. I've always been one of those fans who did not care about the humans that rhymed, don't hate the player, hate the game. Bars!
Where did he get that from?
In the G1 series, yeah, we got Spike and his dad, and they were likable, but nobody really cared like that. It was all about Optimus and the Autobots versus Megatron and the Decepticons, and we're good to go. Why can't they give us a movie where it's on Cybertron or it's all about the robots? They might have to spend some extra money, more CGI, all this other stuff, but if they do it right, like that,
the investors are the problem.
That's money,
along with the
I'm right.
Which they've got, and
so
lobbyists, shit, corporate bloat.
Yeah, he was obnoxious. That's the word I was looking for. Now, considering Unicron's in the movie, considering Scorch is in the movie. There were 3 other villains that did not appear once. I won't say what that is. You'll see when you go see the movie. One major character you would have expected to see.
Megatron.
See about.
Yeah.
Didn't care about the humans at all whatsoever. One thing about Shia LaBeouf, though, Shia LaBeouf made Sam likable and funny. And when I first saw the movie, in the theaters, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to like this because I'd rather just see the robots fighting and talking. Shia actually ended up working out for me as a fan. These characters didn't work. It just didn't work. I'm not saying I didn't like them, but it's one of those things where why do they always seem to think that you got to throw humans in the mix? Like, why? Why? Is it because you think we need something to relate to? We already relate to the Autobots and the Decepticons because we've been watching them for years. We understand them. We don't need the humans whatsoever. We never have, as a matter of fact. But they tend to always think that's what we need. Do they put them in there to cut on the budget? It was like, we need some live action people because the CGI is going to be $1 billion movie. We do a whole CGI thing. I don't know.
Yeah, you heard him.
Unicron's voice wasn't memorable like Orson Welles. I know Orson Welles was sick when he did it, and they used a lot of sound effects to make him sound intimidating. But that voice is still in my head. I can hear it now. Welcome, Megatron. I can still hear it. His voice wasn't memorable. It didn't work for me. It wasn't bad voice acting for none of the characters. It was all good voice acting. I thought the acting in the movie was good. Good to fair, depending on the situation. So and the special effects were good. Good to great for the most part. I really liked RC. Really liked Prime. I liked Primal. Primal was badass. Was badass. And the Maximals were cool. Scorch and his minions, They always do something with the Decepticons where they make them look like extra evil. That doesn't work for me. Why could you could have gave us everything? G1 CGI versions, and I would have been. How much I'd have been praising this. You know what I mean? For at least that part, it would have definitely got you a higher score with me. I thought the movie was directed well, but between the comedy and not really getting as much as I wanted as a G1 fan, it didn't work for me like that. I'm telling you all as Transformers fans, go to a matinee. I think it's worth seeing, but go to a matinee. Don't pay full price, okay? I don't know what else to say. I'm just, and there was people all cheering, and at the end of the movie when you get the mid-credit scene where they set up the crossover franchise, I didn't even care because I wasn't happy, with what I got. I don't think it's no Razzie of a movie, but it just didn't work for me like that. So I'm giving it 2 out of 5. Woos! As a Transformer fan, if you're a fan, you got to see it. But anything else, just callbacks to certain things. There's a little bit of fan service in there.
Yep, fan service and stuff.
But anyone else that has never really watched the movies or don't care for the movies, I don't think they're gonna like this. Okay, I loved the first movie. Really liked the third movie. The second movie, I'm an outlier. I liked it literally only because they made Prime a badass in it. In the first movie, they kicked his ass. In the second movie, they made him a badass. That Prime made to play the game bars. And they had him doing some real cool stuff. You know what I mean? I just love Prime that much. That's how much Prime means to me. He made the movie for me, even though a lot of people hated the second movie. I liked it all because of Prime. Even all the other dumb hijinks in it, I still liked it because of Prime. So I liked 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Bumblebee was okay with me. The first scene, I bought Bumblebee for the first scene. I bought Bumblebee for the first scene. Yeah, that's it. Bumblebee was okay with me. And then this is just 2 out of 5. I'm sorry if I, brought bad news to any of you, and I don't know what else to say. I'm a fan just like you guys, and a lot of you say you only come to see me because you agree with every review that I do after you see the movie. You're like, this dude was telling the truth. Some of you think I'm crazy. That's fine. Don't disrespect me in the comments, though. You won't be here no more in the comments. But, yeah. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion. It just is what it is. If you love it, that's great. Peter Cullen, you're the man. Post comments down below. Let me know.
All right. Yeah, and that'll be it for now, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed what you've seen here. Yeah, they should have done a better job with this movie. The execution was really piss poor. So piss poor that it's feels so outdated. AI writing, ugh, God. The whole studio has gone to hell. The entire movie industry has gone to hell. WB is where it all started with all the fucking elitist hacking since the 80s, early 80s. And now all that ego has hijacked a lot of public opinion. And we really got to revive not just the Bayverse, but get this one back up and running and make sure they quit holding back on Autobot and Decepticon characters people want to see brought to life directly from G1. Well, take care, guys. Sergeant Garatina is going out.